There's a door at the end of your hallway. You've lived here 3 years. You've never noticed it before. It's Tuesday night, 2:47 a.m. You get up for water, and there it is. A door, plain wood, brass handle, no lock, right where the wall used to be. You tell yourself you're tired. You tell yourself it was always there. You reach out and touch the handle. It's warm. Not room temperature warm. Warm. Like something on the other side has been pressing against it. You pull your hand back. You go to bed. You don't sleep. The next morning, it's gone. Just a wall. Flat, painted, normal. You run your hand across it. No seam, no outline, nothing. You almost convince yourself it was a dream. Almost. That night, you set your alarm for 4:45 a.m. You sit in the hallway with your flashlight. You wait. At 2:47, the paint begins to crack. Not crumble, crack. Like something is pressing through from the other side. And the door forms again. Same wood, same handle. This time, there's a sound. Breathing. Slow, even, patient. Like whatever's on the other side has been waiting for you to come back. You stand up. You reach for the handle, and you open it. It's a staircase going down. The walls are stone, old stone, cold and damp. There's light at the bottom, faint orange like firelight. Your apartment is on the 4th floor of a building. These stairs go down, way down. You count the steps as you descend. 40, 50, 60. The air changes. It smells like old paper and something metallic. At the bottom, there's a corridor, long, narrow, lit by candles set into the wall. And at the end of the corridor, there's a room. In the room, there's a table. On the table, there's a box. Inside the box, there's a note. It says, "You're late. We expected you 3 years ago. Welcome. Don't go back upstairs yet. There's something you need to understand first." You look around the room, empty, just stone walls, candlelight, and silence, but you feel it. The sensation that you have just stepped across a line, that the person who walked down those stairs and the person who walks back up them will not be the same. You sit down, you wait. You don't hear footsteps. 1 second you're alone. The next, there's someone in the room. A man, middle-aged, calm eyes, plain clothes. He sits across from you like this is a job interview. He says, "You found the door on your own. That's the first test." You ask what the second test is. He says, "You came back. That's the second." He slides a folder across the table. Inside are photographs. Photographs of you, going back years. Not surveillance photos, not blurry long lens shots. Close, clear, intimate. You in your kitchen, you reading, you sleeping. "We've been watching for a long time," he says. "We needed to know if you were ready." "Ready for what?" you ask. He smiles for the first time. "To know what this city is actually built on." He shows you a map, not of the city above, of what's underneath it. Corridors stretching for miles, chambers, rooms sealed for centuries, networks beneath the subway, beneath the sewers, beneath everything, and doors. He says they exist in places people live, apartments, houses, office buildings. They open for specific people at specific times. Why those people, you ask? He looks at you the way a teacher looks at a student who already knows the answer. Because those people are needed. He tells you there are others like you. 19 currently active. Each one found their door. Each one came back a second night. Each one sat in a room like this one. He pushes a key across the table. Old iron, heavy. He says, "There's a chamber 2 corridors east. What's inside belongs to you now. You can leave after that. Go back upstairs. Pretend this never happened. Or," you ask, "or we come back tomorrow night and we go deeper." You pick up the key.
The lock is stiff, but it turns. The door swings open. Inside the chamber, it's your life. Not about your life, your life. Documents going back to your birth, school records, medical files, every address you've ever lived at. Photographs of people you've lost, people you haven't thought about in years. A photograph of your grandmother who died when you were 9, smiling, standing in a corridor that looks exactly like this one. And a journal, your handwriting, but you've never written it. Dated entries going back 15 years into the future. You open it to tomorrow's date. It reads, I went back. Of course I went back. I had to know. You close the journal. You put it down. You go back upstairs. You lie on your bed and stare at the ceiling until morning, and at 2:45 the next night, you're already in the hallway, sitting on the floor, waiting for the door. He introduces them one by one, 19 people. A doctor, a programmer, a retired soldier, a university student, a chef, a woman who barely speaks but watches everything with eyes that have already seen too much. They don't use real names down here. He gives you a name, a single word, not your own. They use it like it's always been yours. The group meets 3 nights a week. You learn the corridors. You learn which chambers to enter and which to walk past without looking at the door. You learn that the doors above, the ones in apartments, in houses, aren't random. They appear where grief has accumulated, where something significant happened, where the boundary between what people are willing to know and what they refuse to know has worn thin. Your apartment, he tells you, is built on the site of a building that burned in 1923. 41 people died. You've been sleeping above them for 3 years. You ask, why you? He says, because you got up at 2:47 and touched the handle instead of going back to bed. Most people see the door. Almost no one touches it. 3 weeks in, he tells you there's a problem. One of the doors has opened in the wrong place. A school. A child found the door, went down, came back changed, stopped speaking. He needs someone to go to the site, seal the door before the child goes back. He looks at you. You're the closest in geography, he says. You understand the corridors better than anyone who's been here this long, and you have a quality the others don't. What quality, you ask? You're still afraid, he says. The ones who stop being afraid are the ones who make mistakes. He gives you a kit, a small bag, wax, iron filings, a specific sequence of marks to draw on the doorframe. He gives you an address. He tells you, go in the afternoon when the child is at school. What if someone sees me, you ask? He looks at you calmly. Then you're a maintenance worker. People see what they expect to see. That night, you don't sleep at all. The building is a quiet street, residential, normal. You find the unit. The door is unlocked. The family has left a key under the mat in exactly the place he said it would be. You go inside. The door is in the kitchen. It's already cracked, not waiting for night, not waiting for a specific time. Open. A thin line of dark at the frame, and from below, a sound. Not breathing this time, whispering. Children's voices, layered, overlapping, too many for one throat. Your hands are shaking as you apply the marks. The wax seals the frame. The iron filings go along the threshold. The whispering gets louder as you work, more urgent. And then, as you press the final mark into the wood, silence. The door becomes a wall. You stand in a stranger's kitchen for a full minute before your legs agree to move. You walk out, lock the door behind you, leave the key. On the street, everything looks the same. The same sun, the same noise, the same people. But you know what's under it. All of it.
6 weeks in, you start seeing them above ground. Not the others in your group, others. People on the street who move wrong, who stand too still, who look at walls. You mention it to him. He's quiet for a moment. How many? He asks. 3, you say. In the last week, he writes something down. Don't approach them, he says. Don't look directly at them. Who are they? You ask. He takes a long time to answer. There are people who found a door, he says slowly, and went too deep and couldn't come back the same way. What does that mean? It means the corridors aren't just under the city, he says. In some cases, they run through people. You stop going outside during the day. You stop taking the same routes. You start checking your walls every morning, every single morning. You open the journal again. The future entries, you'd avoided them since the first night. You find today's date. It reads, I made a mistake. I told someone. I thought it would help. It didn't. Now I don't know which of them are real. You read the next entry. The door in my hallway opened at noon today. Not night, noon. He says that shouldn't be possible. The entry after that, I went too far east in the corridors. There's a section he never showed us. The walls there are not stone. I don't know what they are. I came back, but I left something behind. I can feel where it was. You close the journal. You go to the corridor the next night and walk east, past the point where the candles end, into the dark. You don't find a wall. You find a mirror, floor to ceiling, set into the stone. You're reflected in it, but the reflection doesn't move when you move. It stands still and it watches you. You back away. The reflection stays at the glass, pressing its hand to it from the other side. You run. You take the stairs 2 at a time. You burst through the door in your hallway. You slam it behind you. You're breathing hard, back against the wall. You look down at your hands to steady yourself, and you notice it. Your right hand, the one you always lead with going down the stairs, it's pressed flat against the wall, like it's trying to get back through, like something brought it back, but left a small, insistent part of you behind. You pull your hand away. You sit on the floor, and the door creaks, and the warm handle presses from the inside, and somewhere deep in the corridor below, your reflection is taking its first step toward the stairs.